I'm Margaret Patrias, and I have been teaching altogether. Oh my gosh, I started teaching in 1973. I turned 21 in August and started teaching the same August. I started at this school 18 years ago. I started at Longfellow in 92. So, no, 91. Okay. A lot of teachers say, oh, kids are so different now. And see, I totally disagree. I was very young when I started teaching, but my expectation was, to get to know the kids. Something happened very early in my career that changed the way I felt about kids, because I was very concerned about the content when I first started teaching, which is the way a lot of young teachers are. And then I had a student commit suicide. He was in 9th grade, and it affected me so much. And he was someone that even before he was my student, he would come to my room and visit and all that. And I thought, if I had given him more time and gotten to know him better, maybe that could have been avoided. So after that, I decided the number one thing is to care about my students. The number two thing is to teach the content, which I still do even now, But they're still kids, and, they still want you to like them usually, and they want someone to think that they're worthy, and, just the same way. But I don't think kids have changed that much. I'm friends with so many of my former students who have done semesters abroad or years abroad and actually really use their Spanish, It's amazing. They get so excited.
Hola, Senora. It's Maddie Carroll in Costa Rica. I just wanted to say thank you for all the hard work you dedicated to Tosa West over the years. I'm really glad that I had you as a teacher. This is a huge loss for Tosa West, but I hope you're proud of everything that you did to help make our school better. Hasta luego y por la vida.
Hi, Senora Patrias. My name is Ellen Kirtley. I graduated in 2012, and I'm now a rising senior at Washington and Lee University in Lexington, Virginia. I just wanted to say thank you for all the work and all the effort you've put into teaching Spanish at West all these years. I know that it really had an effect on me and my love for the language. I'm now majoring in Spanish at university and studied abroad once in Argentina. I'm going to Puerto Rico this summer to take some classes, and I'm planning on going to South America for a year or two after I graduate to teach English. And I know that a big part of that is the passion that you have for the Spanish language. So I just wanted to thank you for all that you taught me while I was at West.
I've always thought, I started teaching in 73. I always thought it'd be fun to go back and see where all those people are.
Hello, my name is Christina Relation, and I'm a member of the class of 1999. When Mrs. Patrias first came to Tosa West, she was dedicated to bringing back a newspaper to our student body. We didn't have one for many years, but thanks to her dedication, her commitment, and her support, we were eventually privileged to have some of the most extraordinary experiences that would not have been possible without her. I look back really fondly at our editorial meetings and our late night deadlines when we were trying to go to print. We worked out of an office right next to the swimming pool on some really old Macs before we were able to move upstairs to the second floor to our own office. We had a great time traveling all over Wisconsin and even to Atlanta. Do you remember that time that we begged you to get a picture next to the cop car at UW-Platteville? Thanks to Mrs. Patrias, I had an incredible opportunity to serve as editor of West Side Stories. She pushed me to become a better writer, a leader, and to jump outside of my comfort zone. And that all eventually helped me land my first job straight out of high school at the local news desk at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. I can't forget mentioning that without her help in the classroom as well, thanks to both her and Senora Capper, somehow I was able to walk away with a Spanish minor in college. I really don't know how that happened. Well, it has been more than 15 years since I last roamed the halls of Wauwatosa West. I think back often to my time there, and I'm so proud to have been one of Mrs. Patrias' students. I wish you the best of luck in your new adventure, and this is the most deserved retirement.
My career, I still love kids as much as I did the first day. I don't have the stamina to deal with kids to deal with the 12-hour days anymore, but I still love my students. But if you don't like kids, don't go into it because it's the summer, have the summer off, because that's a fallacy. We don't have much time off in the summers. But I think the most important thing is treat each student as an individual. And in the course of the last 41 years, there have been huge changes there's always something new. So you have to separate that out from what we do with the kids every day. You know, and it can concern you, but in the end, you have very little control over it. You know, you can protest or whatever, but usually it's not. So if you get obsessed with that, you're never going to enjoy teaching. You're going to be, you know, obsessed with that. The other thing I tell a new teacher is put your family first, because I didn't for a long time. My job was more important. And I think it's really important that you learn to balance your life and don't spend, even if you have to give the papers back a couple of days later, be a human being too, because you'll be a better teacher if you give yourself that time and you're not trying to be a teacher 7 days a week. So, don't you do that sometimes?
It's hard.
It's hard.